So after that big drop on Friday, I wasn't sure if we were going to get a recovery today or if it was going to come down a bit more. I know a lot of people were thinking it was going to come on down today too, but it looks like it's already started recovering some. So we're going to look at that, but I do want to remind you that the previous weekly pairs with YieldMax will be announcing their distributions tomorrow, and then going X on Wednesday and pay out on Thursday. Hello my friends, this is Legend. So today we're going to take a look at Msty because I thought it was probably going to come on down a little bit more today, especially after that big drop on Friday. But it actually started moving up, and so did a lot of the other stocks in the market, including the S&P 500. So are we seeing a bit of recovery already, or is it a fake pump? So let's take a look at all of that, and we'll also take a look at the YieldMax ETFs due to their payout changes. So before we get started, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to get notified whenever new videos drop. And also don't forget to hit that like button, as it does help the channel out. So let's just go ahead and let's jump onto the charts and let's get started. Alright, so here we are looking at Msty, and this is the actual chart. And this candle right here was the Friday drop, right? Now I do realize it has been dropping for the last few days. But as far as the market goes, that Friday drop was a nasty drop for sure. And that was also where Bitcoin dropped as well. But look at today's candle. I mean, we moved up 3.54% just in the day for Msty. Very nice, right? Now notice where that wick came down to. We had this support line right here at this 1283, and that low point hit 1284. So it pretty much came right down to that support line and then bounced up off of it and moved on back up and closed 40 cents up on the day. So a 3.5% move up, that is great. Now let's flip it over to the adjusted chart and let's take a look at some of the indicators and let's see where it's setting on the Bollinger Band. Alright, here we are on the Bollinger Band, and you can see we are still down at the bottom of that Bollinger Band, but the RSI2 is moving back up, but that momentum here is still red, and it did increase a little bit on that red side. We did get that cross down toward the end of last week, and we are still under that signal line currently. So if your real price per share or your adjusted average price per share is above that 1344, it could be a good time to DCA in a little bit. But of course, that is not financial advice. That is only my opinion. Let's take a look at Mr. and let's see what it's doing, as that is what's driving Msty. And you can see here on Mr., we are on the bottom half of that Bollinger Band. That momentum is increasing on the downside, right? We did get that same little cross last week, and we are still on the bottom end of that signal line. The RSI2 is moving up slightly due to the green candle for today, along with the green volume. I currently have 27 shares at an average of 334.48. With the current price of $315.47, I am slightly down, right? And I did buy some of Mr. on Friday, as it did drop and that RSI2 was below the 10. So it was just a great opportunity for myself to DCA in. So I took that opportunity to buy a few more shares. But since we did get a green candle today, I imagine we'll see a little pop-up on Bitcoin. And here we are on Bitcoin. And this is that Friday candle, right? That's that big nasty Friday candle. And then we had the Saturday, it did drop a little bit. But Sunday it popped up, and then Monday it's moved up a little bit as well. We got as low as 108, but we're currently sitting at that 115.7K now. The momentum here is slightly decreasing on the red side. Not much to really point out, but it is still on the bottom end and under that signal line. The RSI 14 here is slightly moving up, but is somewhat trying to level off and could be coming back down. Now I know we have moved up. I'm just not 100% sure that we're done with the downside. But of course, it all depends on what they say on the news. That could push the market one way or the other. But the good part is, of course, we do have this line right here, and we are currently up above it today. So hopefully we are moving up above this line, and then this 115 can become our support line once again. And if that's the case, then hopefully we can start testing this 117 and 120 in the coming days, and therefore push Mr. on up. And I've got that resistance line for Mr. here at that 326.65. But of course, that 300 being a support line, and that would be also a psychological support line, right? Because it's an even number. So a 300, that's going to be a very strong support. And if we break below 300 and close below 300, then we definitely could be moving on down. And if that's the case, that will drag Misty on down with it. So definitely be a lookout for that. If we do close below that 300, we might be in for a little bit more of a bear market. But at the moment, we are moving up, and I'll take that. As you can see, Mr. moved up 3.5%. So that's a $10 move on Mr. So everything pretty much moved up today. But again, is that a fake out, right? Are they trying to get investors to think that the drop is over and now everything's going to start moving back up and people will start buying calls and then they'll be able just to eat their lunch, right? You never know. I don't have that crystal ball, but definitely be on the lookout and be cautious if you are buying calls or even just buying puts in the market currently. With all that said, I'm happy that Misty has moved up because it will be announcing their distributions for Misty on Wednesday, going X on Thursday, and then payout on Friday. Now, for Misty, it should be for about 3 weeks of trading. Because they are going weekly now, this is 1 week early for Misty. Normally it would be for 4 weeks, but since it is going to pay out 1 week early, the trading period should be for 3 weeks. So if I'm assuming a $1 payout for 4 weeks, I'm hoping for about 75 cents for the 3 weeks. But we'll see what that actually comes out to be. Now I've gone back to the YieldMax website here, and you can see they still have it labeled up as the weekly payers, Group A, B, C, and D. But due to their changes, everything in A, B, C, and D here, all of these will be paid out weekly now. The weekly payers were always paying out weekly, but A, B, C, and D will be paying out weekly as well, and that all starts this week. Now the previous weekly payers here will be announcing their distributions tomorrow. They will be going X on Wednesday and then payout on Thursday. So for Ulti and YieldMax, which are the two that I have, we'll get announcements tomorrow and we'll see what they're going to pay out. Shouldn't be much difference because they've been doing weeklies all along. But come Wednesday, when they announce the distributions for the previous A, B, C, and D groups, then we're going to get to see what they're actually going to start paying out. Now, what I believe is Group C, since it should be containing about 4 weeks of trading, the previous Group C should show a distribution to account for about 4 weeks of trading. Group D, 3 weeks of trading. Group A, 2 weeks of trading. And Group B will just be the 1 week of trading because we just got paid for Group B last week. So for me in Group C, I have AMD and Coney, and both of those should contain about 4 weeks worth of trading for that distribution. But we'll see how it all shakes out. But the one that I'm really interested in, of course, is in Group D, and that's my MSTY. And I'm hoping for about 75 cents for that one. So I am kind of excited to see how this weekly payouts are going to work with the previous groups. And I'm hoping that it works out well for the distributions that we'll receive as well. But with MSTY moving up today, that did at least put a smile on my face. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button if you're not already, and definitely smash that like button. It does help the channel. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, Legend out.